Return on capital employed similar to its peers, return on equity similar to its peers, but a PE ratio or a price to earnings ratio lower than most of its peers. I'm on a quest, you are on a quest, we are on a quest to find such companies, and today's candidate is one and only Arvind Smart Spaces. Yeah. So we got a market cap of 3,000 crores. We have a PE of 27.6. Return capital employed 20%, very nice. Return on equity 20%, very nice. So does Arvind Smart Spaces meet this criteria? Let's compare it to its peers. So before comparing it to its peers, we should know what it actually does so we can find like who its peers are. So Arvind Smart Spaces is what can we say? Real estate company. It makes houses, it makes villas, it makes apartments, and then sells them to people. That's the gist of it. So we're gonna compare them to other real estate companies. In the peer section of Screener, very useful app, we can see here DLF, Macrotech, Prestige Estates, massive, very well known, popular real estate companies. Arvind Smart Spaces, a PE of 27 compared to a median PE of 43 of 92 companies in this category that Screener has grouped into all these companies. That was a confusing statement, probably wrong. So we compared to DLF's PE of 44, Macrotech's 49, Prestige's 149. So overall, generally speaking, it seems that Arvind Smart Spaces has a lower PE ratio. So what about return on capital employed? Does it match these? Let's find out. Let's find out. Going in the ratio section, I hope you can see this. Okay. Okay. Return on capital employed. We can see this. Now, screen numbers are usually right. There can be some slight discrepancies, but they get the things right as far as I've seen. Return on capital employed, yeah, 20%, 20%, 16%, 9%, 10%. COVID, of course, took a hit. And before COVID, 18%, 15%, 19%. It's in the 18, 19 to 20% range. That was return on capital employed. To look at return on equity, we can look at it right here. Sir, last year 20, overall 11, 12, 10. So is it similar to some of the others we previously saw? So first, we're going to compare DLF, really, really popular. So remember ROCE, Arvind Smart Spaces, 16 to 80 to 20-ish percentage. Return on equity, rising 10, 11, 12%. Let's see DLFs. You go to the ratio section. All right, it's a bit lower, 7%, 6%, 5%, but we can say comparable. If we go to their return on equity, it's here, 4%, 6%, 8%, comparable. We can then see Godrej Properties. That's very humid today. Godrej Properties, if you go to the ratio section, again, 10%, 6%, comparable to Urban Smart Spaces. If you look at the return on equity, mm, yeah, 6, 7%, very comparable. And we can't compare them to all, or this video would be like an hour long. But looking at a very simplified version, we can go here, the return on equity section, and we can see it's very much comparable. So Arvind is here. The last one is Arvind. The first seven are its peers. And if we go here, we can find what is happening. Okay, wrong button. I'm pressing the wrong button. We can find return on equity, return on capital employed is comparable. Remember, the last one is Arvind, So we can see very comparable. So let's find out, right? What does Arvind actually do? Now we know what it actually does. So let's take a bit of a deeper look. Still simple, but a bit of a deeper look in what it does. So this, oh my God, spoilers. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Yes, sir. Is their investor presentations report. Let's look. Okay, let's have some fun and take a look at some of its buildings because I think they look pretty nice. Okay, we have uplands. From what I understand, I don't know the exact meaning of uplands, but it seems to be plots, like lots of land. On that land, there are like bunch of really nice looking houses, and there are clubs, there are golf resorts, golf courses. That what upland seems to be. You can see it's written here, premium golf based township. A lot of golf. Let's go down. Ooh, nice. We have a pool, we have golf courses. The house designs are pretty nice. Let's make myself even more smaller. Moving on, you got clubhouses, you got gyms inside. Then we have skylands, residential apartments. So earlier they made the uplands where they had villas, houses, right? Now we have apartments, residential apartments. It has a jogging track on terrace, very nice. There's a cafe on terrace. I wish I could afford this. We got more skyline images. Then Avishkar. This is their affordable residential apartments, something for us all. Moving on, this also has a clubhouse. We got Oasis, residential apartment, okay, clubhouse. Now, Bel Air, even the name sounds luxurious. We got Bel Air project, Bel Air amenities. There's a nice pool, nice garden, a lawn, other residential apartment. Now, The Edge. So, other than residential, they also make commercial and retail space. That is Arvind Smart Spaces. They also make buildings for commercial or retail use. Then we got weekend homes. They also make weekend homes. These are really nice. Some more villas, forested, fruits of life, very minimalist, futuristic look. I can't afford any of this. More premium weekend villas. We got forest trails. These are some really nice images. Rhythm of life. Very futuristic looking villas. These look expensive. Uplands. Very greeny. And Aqua City. Now this is interesting. Again, these are all villas. Aqua City also includes villas, but a lot of water towards Aqua City. And of course, a park. We should all touch grass. So these are some of its properties. We saw residential apartments, right? We saw residential apartments, we saw villas and affordable ones, expensive ones. We saw a whole city. So these were some of its apartments. So let's look at some more stats. Boom. So this is their project portfolio completed, what they have actually made, right? Let me just see. And we can see hmm, there are three states. We have Gujarat, we have Karnataka, and Maharashtra. So it's a residential company and its projects and where it earns money from comes from Gujarat and comes from Karnataka and comes from Maharashtra. If we go here, revenue recognized section and collection section, you can see a lot of it is coming from Karnataka. Majority seems to be coming from Karnataka, followed by Gujarat, and then a little from Maharashtra. So it's engaged in three states. These are some of its projects ongoing. And in the projects ongoing section, if we just zoom in a bit, in the collection section, more seems to be coming from Gujarat. A lot of projects going on in Gujarat, some going on in Karnataka. Again, three states, three states. So moving on, page 30 of investor presentations, we have this. So these are Right. It seems it started from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar area. Then they expanded to Bangalore, they expanded to Maharashtra. And I guess 61% of their projects right now are in Gujarat, followed by 28% in Karnataka, followed by 11% in Gujarat. Sorry, Maharashtra. So again, three states, Gujarat and Karnataka seem to be the more important one. The majority of the projects currently going on in Gujarat. Then we have this. This is important graph here. So now it's ongoing and planned projects from Mar- as of March 2025. We can see, let me zoom in. Yeah, 90% of projects are residential, where people live, and 10% is actually commercial. Is the gray one? Yeah, commercial or industrial projects. Then of the 90% residential, we got 80% horizontal, like villas, developed plots. Again, we saw the plots, huge lands, a lot of houses, golf resorts. Wish I could afford. Got apartments, vertical making up 20%. And they say 87% of projects are mid-market. 10% is luxury and 3% is affordable. 87% mid-market. I guess those houses, they are mid-market. I'm pretty surprised. I guess the apartments they could be referring to, but I don't know. I don't know. 87% is in the mid market, so they are operating in the mid market section of real estate industry. So the mid market section, 80% is horizontal, villas and all. So moving on. Now this is page 38. Let me just slide in. Consolidated financial performance last 5 years. That was bad. That was bad. Okay. So we first have revenue 713 crores in fiscal 2025. We got profit, and let me make myself smaller. Okay. We got profit after tax. We got PAT margins. Very solid, very nice. On the rise. It's on the rise. Very nice. Both of these things are on the rise. We see EBITDA margins 28% on the rise from fiscal 2023. There is an asterisk, which I'm not going to read, but it seems to be consistent, at least consistent, 28%, 27%. Now, net worth, which is assets minus liabilities, 598 crores. Now, importantly, this gray section, net debt, if you're wondering what net debt is, it's total liabilities minus cash and cash equivalents. So it went negative, which means cash and cash equivalents actually exceeded all of their debts. And 2025 was 27, I believe, crores. So long-term liabilities are just 27 crores more than their cash and cash equivalents. Very nice. We can see debt to equity. It says zero. Very solid, very solid. So we have looked at all these statistics, right? Revenue is growing very well. We can see revenue growing very well. Profits are growing. The debt situation, is it bad? If you want to check the debt situation, we can look at this. Interest coverage. It's just one of the ways. Just one of the ways. Let me go here. You can see sales and you can see this interest. Below operating profit, you can see this interest. Hold up. Yes. Then the latest section, 2025, interest around 21 and EBITDA around 168. So you can divide it. It's coming around 8 or 7.88, and it's very healthy interest coverage ratio, which means it will not face any problem in paying off its interest payments, paying off its debt. It's going to be very easy for the company. So it's company with growing revenue. It's a company which seems to be operating very efficiently, looking at its ROCE and ROE numbers. Let's take a deeper look in its balance sheet. This is its consolidated balance sheet. Okay, very big numbers. Looks very boring. We got current assets which are assets which can be converted into cash within 1 year. Current assets of 171,336.64. These numbers are all in lakhs. So they got 1,71,336 lakhs rupees in current assets. And current liabilities, where is it? Where is it? Current liabilities of 1,37,724.74 lakh rupees. It shouldn't be lakh, should it be like, I don't know. Whatever it is, the current ratio, that is current assets minus current liabilities, is more than one, which is, if it's more than one, it depends on industry. It's industry to industry wise. I don't know the exact good figures for real estate, but real estate is pretty debt heavy. It's pretty capital intensive. It requires a lot of money upfront. So one sounds really nice. Okay. Looking more into this, spoilers. Looking at the current assets, we got inventory. Inventory is the most. In current assets, it's dominated by inventory, which makes sense. Cash and cash equivalents, lower side. So it's dominated by inventory, and then we have investments, and then we have other financial assets, and cash equivalents on the lower side. So, okay, overall, I think the video should end because I have nothing more to say. I've in smart spaces, it meets all the criterias. It's growing very fast. The one thing which is not growing very fast is this uh, cash flows. The cash flow from operating activities, it's not that consistent. But overall, every other thing seems to be fine. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.